Good morning, everyone. Well, it's a bright and beautiful day outside here in Fargo, North Dakota, and it's going to be another very warm day here in Fargo, North Dakota. And I will get to experience it on the first tee at the golf course. Uh, Yesterday, I had the opportunity to visit with my friend Mark, and we are our relatively short chats usually last about an hour and a half, but and I do really enjoy them. The one thing I want to talk about is something that actually uh, I saw on Facebook. And one of my friends, Maggie, went out to the Bethany uh, church north of Mayville. And the cemetery that's located there has actually 5 generations of her family buried there. One of the people buried there is my best friend, Ralph. And Ralph has been gone for a long time, but obviously, as I'm saying this, I still have some very fond memories of him. And as you all know, as a Christian, I do have devotions on a daily basis, and there's a devotion that I've talked about before, and I will more than likely talk about it again, but I also include it in my affirmations on a daily basis, and that is Psalm 90:12. And it says, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Powerful, powerful words, and so, so very important. There comes a time, and certainly seeing the picture of that Maggie took at the cemetery, uh, and my talk or visit yesterday, uh, there comes a time in life when we begin to understand something very, very clearly. Life is not unlimited. The days move faster, the seasons pass quicker. People we love are suddenly memories, and one day we realize we have spent too much time waiting to begin, waiting to forgive, waiting to pursue our purpose, waiting to become who we were created to be. Now, you all know because I have clearly stated many times with these videos that I have a company called The Becomers, and this is part of the Becomers video series on faith that I feel very deeply about. I was very lucky. I had great mentor teachers and people in my life that helped me find my purpose very early in life. Tom McGauley, Don Curlin, Jim Christensen, my own father, who was a great science teacher. Although, Dad, if you're listening, I really learned a whole lot more science from you from walking around the prairies of Red River Valley and also the the buttes of the Theodore Roosevelt Park. And I probably learned from you in class because at that time I was in college and I probably was not paying as much attention as I should have. But I did see something and learn some things from all of those people that helped me want to become a teacher and a coach. And that was my purpose for many, many years. And maybe even today it still is my purpose, just as it's in a totally different way. Another thing that I've learned on that journey is to make sure that you tell those that you love them. And I am a big sap. because I tell my children and my grandchildren the very last thing I say to each of them, and I actually do that with my brothers and sisters also. I love them. I say, I love you. That's the very last thing that I will text them, the last thing that I will say to them on a call, the last thing that I will say to them on a FaceTime video. And they'll say that if we are in person. Waiting to say those sorts of things, they can't wait. You have to say them. Psalm 90 gives us a very powerful reminder. It's in the Bible. It's been there for thousands and thousands of years. And humans, we should learn it. Teach us to number our days, not to fear life, but to value it. One of the greatest mistakes people make in living is that though they think to themselves, I've got endless tomorrows. I can do it again tomorrow. And as a result, we delay our dreams, we postpone our conversations, we put off growth, we silence the calling inside of us because we think there's always next year. But wisdom understands something different. Every single day is a gift. Not every day is easy. Not every season is fair, but every day still carries opportunity and obstacle and challenges that we can overcome. And then there are some opportunities that are so very obvious, but I think that we need to care about doing them. Encourage someone, heal a relationship, begin again, pursue your purpose, deepen your faith, and simply appreciate the people around you. Number of days does not mean obsessing about death. It means becoming intentional about life. It means refusing to drift. For many years, I worked with young people as a teacher, coach, mentor, and one thing became very clear. People desperately want meaning, not just success, not just money, not just achievements. Because all of those things, even though you might have them, are really pretty empty if you have not had meaning in what you're doing. People want to know their life mattered. That is why purpose matters so deeply. And purpose is rarely discovered sitting still. Purpose is usually discovered while moving forward in faith, sometimes imperfectly, sometimes slowly, and sometimes with fear. Well, everyone, I want you to go out today, help someone, raise them up, make their day better because of what you did for them, even though you may not know them, but you saw that they were in need in some way. You made their day better. You perhaps made their entire life better by what you do for them. In doing that small gesture, you have made your life and your day that much better. And ultimately, you made this world a much better place by taking action to help someone. I wish you every success, and if you're playing a little golf today, make sure you keep it on the short grass. And if you're just doing life, truly, truly remember Psalm 90:12, because in those few words written thousands of years ago, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Powerful words. Have a good one.